Now, coming a little bit, let me divert a little bit to what my two learned friends have said. I partly agree with him on some of the issues that he has raised. When you look at the EFCC Act, it was the Executive Arm of Government that took it to the National Assembly as a bill. And then the National Assembly passed it into law. And then the President signed it. There's an elementary principle of law that even a year one lawyer would know, that volenti non fit injuria. If you submitted to it, then you can't be hard complaining thereafter. If the Executive Arm of Government had been the one that took the EFCC bill to the National Assembly and it is passed with that clause that the Senate will confirm the chairman, who are they to now begin to complain about it? And then, like he said, there has been precedents. And the precedent is that all the previous chairmen of EFCC have been confirmed by the Senate. And in law, let me say this, the law enforces customs, it enforces precedent, it enforces laws.
Above the Constitution.
That's the law.
That's the law.
Okay.
That's the law.
No, we ask a simple question now.
Yes.
Where the custom is against the Constitution.
No, this one is not against. It's a beautiful question. For me, this is not against the Constitution. In fact, rather I see it as supplementary to what the Constitution has provided. It is supplementary. So, I mean, we must be honest with ourselves too. If you look at all the lawyers who are complaining about this and making this rampant noise, they are the people benefiting more from the years.
All right. We need to bring in the other side of this back and forth in the legislature executive relations. But I want us to get a clarification about something. Okay. Yes. So section 171 sub 2. Yes. Okay, let me read the whole section. Powers to appoint persons to hold or act in the offices to which this section applies and to remove persons to appoint or so appointed from any such office shall be vested in the President.
Yes.
The offices to which this section applies are, namely, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Head of the Civil Service, Ambassador, High Commissioner or other principal representative of Nigeria abroad, Permanent Secretary in any ministry or head of any extra ministerial department of the government of the Federation, however designated. Question, or E, any office on the personal staff of the President. Now, in this regard, the President has powers to appoint, but hold on, we're coming there. Section 3, an appointment to the office of the head of service of the Federation shall not be made except from among the permanent secretaries. 4, an appointment to the office of Ambassador, High Commissioner, or other principal representative of Nigeria abroad shall not have effect unless
the appointment is confirmed.
Unless the appointment is confirmed by the Senate. Now, in exercising this part of appointment under this section, the President shall have regard to the federal character of Nigeria. 6, any appointment made pursuant to paragraphs A and E of subsection 2 of this subsection shall be at the pleasure of the President and shall cease when he seizes. So let's go back to A and E. Secretary to the government, any office of the personal staff of the President.
Yes, the Constitution did not say that they need the confirmation of the Senate for that. They specifically stated that if it is only the office of Ambassador and High Commissioners that you need the appointment to be confirmed by the Senate, which means that appointment will not be effective until it is confirmed. Now, we said under section 171 subsection 2D, where he said permanent secretary in any ministry and or head of any extra ministerial department is flowing from ministry and of the government of the Federation, howsoever designated. Now, does the EFCC fall into this section 1712D? My position is that it does not.
It does not.
It does not. EFCC is an investigative body. EFCC can prosecute.
But if we're going by the Constitution, I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer here, but permit me to argue a bit here. If we're going by the Constitution, it talks about where it will not take effect unless there is a confirmation by the Senate. So if we're going by that, that's section 4. That's section 4.
No, section 4.
Subsection 4 rather.
Yes, subsection 4 is talking of ambassadors, not talking of. So it's different.
It's different.
So
where does the Constitution here talk about the EFCC as an extra ministerial department or a non-extra ministerial department that we are going back and forth about?
You are not.
Or is it based on the EFCC?
The argument of those, the argument of those championing the position that they don't need confirmation for the chairman of EFCC is that the extra ministerial department EFCC falls into it, and one minute, and the Constitution does not provide for confirmation. But let me quickly tell you that extra ministerial department means a department or an agency of government that is not under the supervision of a ministry, that operates on its own. But EFCC, the Attorney General of the Federation, oversees the activities of the EFCC. So the EFCC cannot be, without prejudice to the matter in court, my candid opinion is that it cannot be an extra-ministerial department.
Okay, let me ask you that question.
If EFCC
based on all that
under, let me agree. You know that's what I said before.
Yes.
If EFCC is not under, is under the Attorney General's office, then he is very correct.
Okay, then why the presidency would have to take, the name of the, nominee to the national?
We said it. My argument is this: in 1999 or from 1999 to date, they have been doing that. Now, if actually it is not under the Attorney General, then they have discovered that they are wrong.
Yes.
I said we will no longer do that. I was said sometime before my friend came. I said there's legal burden, there's moral burden.
Exactly.
Having done that, and the Senate says no. Even if you found out later on that he ought not to have done that, you've already done it. So what do? You look for another person.
Exactly.
But you see, the thing is that at most of the times there is no national interest involved.
I agree with you.
It's a personal interest.
I agree with you.
Mago apparently fits the mold
of the executive
of what they want to achieve.
Yes.
And that is what. So for that, it must be Let
me quickly say that this does not justify the. I heard that the Senate is now refusing to look at. But let me quickly say.
Because of a particular issue, then every other one will have to wait. How does it affect Nigeria?
It is very, very wrong. It is tantamount to self-help. The National Assembly shouldn't have done that. A procedure must be followed according to the Constitution. That is a procedure. If the procedure is that so appointees or nominees must be presented to the Senate, is a procedure. The Senate must also do their job. The fact that they are turning down or they are refusing to consider nominees that have been sent to them because of this impasse, then it is very, very wrong. It's amount to self-help. They are encouraging self-help.
I've been told that we have just about 2 minutes to end this. Mr. Kolawole, you haven't had that much of the time. So let's have you give your point of view and include the part of the budget as well, because they're talking about...
Let me quickly say that all these issues about Magu is overblown. Until Buhari came into power and was interested in corruption, Magu has always been part and parcel of the FCC. So there is nothing special about Magu. And I also want to add this, that if the executive arm of government were to behave in a responsible manner, whatever the Senate says they ought to obey. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the ground norm. That is the ultimate authority. They are superior to Mr. President. Mr. President reports to them. They are the only one who have this power over Mr. President and all that. So because of that, they ought to respect, even whether right or wrong. If they feel that the Senate has done something that is like, all they needed to do is to approach the judiciary for interpretation.
Okay.
Now regarding the budget that we talked about,
that's your closing point.
My closing remark. Just like you said, it's obvious. Like I said, it is the responsibility of the executive arm of government after the National Assembly, especially the Senate, has passed the budget into law. It is the executive arm of government that will implement the budget, and not the Senate, as they have seen try to do in most of the time, because all that we see them try to do is just execution of their
now. Thank you. We have to go now. Thank you very much.
Mr. Adedeka was waiting to say something, but the conversation will continue, and it's not going to end now. Thank you so much for coming on this morning, Mr. Kenneth Odidika, a legal practitioner. In fact, we have all of them, legal practitioners, Mr. Tony Daniel and Tunde Kolawole. Thank you all for coming this morning.
very much.
We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.